one for Brazilian Arts, one for Challenger. They come in, do a week-long camp each year. Brazilian Arts, Bruno's always been good in terms of discounts back to kids, no matter where the camp is, be it in Litchfield, be it the overnight camp. There's always a discount for Litchfield kids, which other towns don't get. So, you know what I mean? We get that, and then Challenger always gives back and tries to give us some money back for maintaining, fields and stuff. So there's always something coming back to us as a league or as individuals for each of those camps. So, they're just during the week in beginning of August and middle of August. So.
All right, I'm just trying to open them up here real quick. Now, this is going to be under the Litchfield soccer insurance, or do they have their own insurance?
They both have their own insurance, so if we need insurance binders from them, I can get them, I'm sure, so.
Okay, yeah, just whoever it's under would need
Yep.
that insurance. I mean, obviously, we have the soccer insurance. And they are on the
Yes. Both on the
list.
New Hampshire camps list yet.
So I'll make a motion to approve the 2 weeks of soccer camps with Brazilian Arts and
Challenger.
Challenger, pending insurance certificates for the weeks of.
They're both August, right?
One's July 31st to August 4th. The other one's August 14th through
The 18th or
18th.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay,
both 8 to 5. Or 8
Right.
to 4, I think I put down.
so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Abstained? Okay, carries 4-0-0. So those are all set. Just have them send us the insurance.
Yep.
And we should be good. I did want to bring up the, let me open up an agenda here so that we have. Gotta love the Windows updates. Remind me later. Thanks very much. Alright, so right now I'm just using the one that's copy of LRC agenda template, and then we can put the date in there after. Do we have minutes from the previous meeting?
Well, that's right, but Andy, the only way I've ever seen the minutes is when you send them and then I can edit them.
Right.
Where do I go from here? So I'm on, a set of minutes. Where do I go to see previous
If you go into
minutes?
Google Drive.
Yep,
And you go under shared, there should be a folder that's been shared with everyone.
so just Google Drive,
Yep.
Google Drive .com, I'm sorry, I'm not a,
No, if are you on, there should be a little
Like a
I'm
Rubik's
in the,
Cube type
up in
thing.
the corner, like a,
so I have my login, I have comments, I have share.
No, right above
editing.
that, right next to your, like there's a circle with your picture or your name or initials.
I just have Sigamash, my
It-
email address. So there it is, okay, see my name,
To the left of that, there's like a,
my account?
no, it's like a box with 9 dots on it, or 9 little squares. Looks like the front of a Rubik's Cube.
Sorry, I wouldn't mind doing
Okay,
it, I
it
just
might
don't know
not
where to
be
go.
there. If you go to here, like this guy right here.
Oh, that guy, okay.
You click on that and you go to Google Drive.
And that's where I'll see all of our,
And that's, yeah, I haven't heard back yet. We're supposed to be getting a team drive. That'll be a little bit better than, where did you? And if you go to share with me,
okay. And there's all our minutes.
this should be, I thought I had a folder. Yeah, rec meetings. And then there's agendas here.
And that's how you build it.
And then
The template.
I put a template here. And right now it's the copy of the,
Got it.
usually what I do is I grab the template,
Yep,
I make a copy of it,
okay,
name it for the date. And this is the
Perfect.
so.
thank you. Okay, so you did the call to order. We didn't do the consideration minutes because we didn't have any,
Okay, public
no
input.
public
we did.
input.
We
We just did
the-
the field usage.
Yeah. Communications, any communications?
I don't recall seeing anything the last 2
Wow.
weeks. It's been very quiet. Just the basketball courts.
Yeah. Old business, okay, old business, I do have the exact quote, I don't know if I forwarded it to you guys for the fencing. I'm actually meeting with the gentleman tomorrow morning to, schedule that for the Litchfield. I know you guys voted on it at the last meeting.
Yep, yep.
So I'm meeting with him tomorrow morning. We're
Was
gonna-
that Blue? Blue that got it?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're really the only ones that gave us the complete, and they work with us on the pricing and not just lowering the price, but suggestions on how to change the scope of it a little bit to save some money, some significant money, where we really didn't, we were kind of overkill on it. What we're probably gonna do though is I'm gonna talk to them about doing all the fencing, doing the outfield fencing, but not stretch the fence in the outfield yet. Just leave the poles and then come back and stretch it once all the dirt work and the grass has been taken care of. So it just gives them more flexibility as far as getting equipment in and out and,
Sure. Right.
things of that nature. And then, so we're gonna coordinate it with that. So really, the 4 tasks we have left, are the fencing, the remainder of the dirt work, which really is just the infield mix. Actually, there's one more, the slabs for the dugouts,
Yep.
which, we're gonna have a different contractor do. That was one of the things that I found when we did Dara, is these fencing companies didn't wanna do the slabs, and they subcontracted out and marked it up. And they
Right.
really, they don't wanna deal with it.
So the irrigation and everything is all in?
No, the irrigation will have to go in as well. It'll go in around the fencing. So the fencing will actually give us probably, it'll be good to have the fencing in there, because then we'll have some hard things to measure off of. Right now, there's not a lot, I mean, you can't measure off of the trees, because
Yeah.
the tree line's not exactly straight, it's sort of a natural tree line. And the street goes against it. So this way, with that there, we'll actually be able to build the infield exactly to where the fencing is. And then the irrigation can go in after that, because we don't wanna be watering infield mix.
Right, right.
So that way, it'll be easier to put the irrigation in, and then we'll hydro seed.
So are you projecting an opening not until 2018 now?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, once we didn't hit
yeah,
those weeks last year, we knew it wouldn't open this year, so, with the baseball season being in the spring, it didn't make sense to rush things. I mean, we can actually get a little bit more done for a little less money, or for the same amount of money as not getting it done. So,
Is the plan right now to get the seeding done beginning of September, that
Yeah.
area?
we wanna wait, that way you don't get all the weeds and.
Right, yeah.
It's,
But you want to, like, the thing I've learned, the thing I've seen is it's kind of that beginning of September timeframe, so that it can germinate before
Right.
it gets cold.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we'll do that, because we don't have to worry about the seed burning. You know, if we do it in the first week of September, even if it's a heat wave that first week or two, there's no grass really growing yet, it's just the seed, so with the water, it'll be fine. I mean, that's the other thing, is the well is being done. And again, they're just doing a dug well, and so that should hopefully save us some cash, and some headaches. That's where that stands. And I didn't know, I gotta find out, I meant to contact Troy, I don't know if that contract is something we sign or if Troy signs it, cause last time we did, I don't know how we did it with Sawmill. And I don't know if we had a signed contract with Sawmill. But I just wanna make sure I get
right.
I think it really has to be Troy that signs it, cause represents the town. Just a couple other old business, I guess two of them tied together. The basketball league is gonna be starting July 16th, is it, or 14th? 16th.
Is it that late?
Yeah. At least that's what it has on his form. It's July 16th through August 13th, I believe.
Okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought it was, yeah, maybe it is the 16th.
So I forwarded Jason the volunteer forms that I put together.
Yep.
Along with the background check form. I'm gonna check with Troy again for Jason, where he's a coach in the school system. I don't know if we can piggyback on their background check, because it was done by, he's gone through the school system, for criminal background check. If not, it's $10, we'll just go through the state one. So that'll be all set, and then any coaches that he has doing it, we will also have them do that, and that way they'll be listed as official volunteers for the town, and anything else that they do later on will be covered. Even, I think the officials will need to do too, just to, I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Just anybody that has any involvement with running anything or officiating, just have them do the background checks, and I mean, I think they all are involved in a college or a school at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm talking with Jason, or I'm gonna try and get a hold of him, and I'm talking with Jason Canali from basketball. There's two things that we need to, or we're looking to, actually three things that we're looking to spend some money on, and hopefully not have it hit any of our line items. One is lining the courts. It's not gonna last, whatever we do, if we do it early on, is not gonna last. We don't wanna have a professional go out there and do it, because the oils secrete from the asphalt, and it'll shorten the life of it. So we're just gonna paint basic lines on it ourselves. There's a kit that we can buy that has the
Right.
key and the 3-point line, and we'll straight shoot the border lines and the half court line, and we can use the top of the key for the center circle. Even if it's not perfect, it's gonna get covered up when, it's gonna fade away and have to be redone anyway. But at least that way we'll have an operating basketball, or two operating basketball courts. The cost of that probably will run closer to $200 for the stencil and paint. That paint's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just the cans of paint, I think they're $16 a can.
Yeah.
Because they're special cans, because they.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the basketball ones are. I mean, the ones we use for soccer, it's, you're talking $46 a case, and there's only 12 in a case, so.
Right,
I mean, those aren't that cheap either, considering you're using them weekly.
right.
The basketball ones will last a heck of a lot longer, but, yeah, they're not inexpensive by any means.
Right. The other thing we're looking at doing is spraying for mosquitoes. I got a bid, or a quote from mosquito, I can't even remember the name now. I wanna make sure I don't mess it up. mosquito squad.
Oh, that's right.
They've been a sponsor of baseball and a couple other things in town. They donated gift certificates for the comedy night fundraiser for the baseball field, so I wanted to try and use them if we could, and their prices look, I mean, it's not high enough that we need to really shop it around. We're looking at roughly $300 to do 2 sprayings. The sprayings will last 3 weeks, so if we do it right before, a week before, and the week, so that'll cover not only what the basketball league is, but Litchfield basketball is doing clinics on Monday and Wednesday nights out there, so, and both of them are gonna be taking place at dusk, so it's probably just good just to get, he said it's not gonna completely get rid of the mosquitoes, there still will be mosquitoes, cause the trees are awful tall on 2 of the areas, so they do a barrier spraying, so they'll do the best they can with that. There's a couple areas, the one closest to Talent and the one on the fence side will be fine, cause they can spray all that, the brush and
Yep.
that'll keep the bugs away, but the one closest to the pond and the one to the playground is just really tall trees. So,
Plus, can you ever really get rid of mosquitoes?
no. But I mean, if we can cut them down and then people use bug spray, then. we
Oh,
should
you're
be
right.
good.
No, I agree.
And then the other thing I went to email Keith, I don't know if we're gonna be doing the ice rink again.
I don't see it happening unless there's another committee that steps up to take on Winterfest.
Because what I would like to do, and Kevin Lynch gave it a quick thumbs up, is put some type of border fencing around the court. You can just see kids going there doing donuts or doing whatever, just to keep it, so we can use some, even if it's 4x4s, I mean, 6x6s or 4x6s would be better, but we have all those planks, the I think they were 2x10, we had some 2x8s and 2x10s pressure treated that are sitting underneath the deck behind Talent Hall. We can use that, similar to what's around Sawmill. So we have all that lumber that we can sort of put to use already.
Right.
I don't think we have to do the whole perimeter. I think we just need to do the front corner, primarily, and maybe
Yeah.
towards the back a little bit. Actually, I was thinking the front corner and having that go down the hill a little bit, instead of wrapping around, we could have it go down so nobody can pull around anyway.
Yeah, I can't, I mean, I was there for the spring and I just can't picture it all right now, but yeah, we definitely don't have to do 4 sides.
Right.
So, I mean, you're looking at 2 sides the most and probably you might not even have to do that.
So we're looking at probably about, my guess is $400 for lumber and hardware. So about $1,000 altogether for the spraying, the painting of the courts, putting some type of border up around there. Again, I want to see, when Jason came and talked, he was fine with using some of that money that's.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that, and I'm sure that he will, using the excess to help would help. But yeah, we can talk to him and, I mean, I can talk to him and make sure, but I don't see that being a problem.
Okay. And I'm gonna see, so I figured that might be around $250 that we can probably pull out of that. That'll give him some money for, because I do want Jason to get some money out of this for the middle school team, because that's part of what this does, supports, you don't know, you might need an extra, somebody might have ruined a uniform or they need something. And then if we can hit up basketball for $250, and then maybe we can just pitch in the rest, so it might cost us $500. But I mean, all said and done,
That's good.
we're throwing in $500. We're getting 2 brand new basketball courts.
Right. Sure.
And then the town is with rims that are too tight for people out there. So I guess I'd like to make a motion to approve spending up to $500 for material supplies or what is needed to finish the basketball courts and at least temporarily, and a border fence of some sort.
Okay, motion to approve spending up to $500 to complete.
The basketball courts for the current season.
including lining and perimeter fence.
Right. Well, actually, I guess I'm looking for 1,000, but 500 of it's coming from us. So we're gonna spend 1,000, but 500 is from our funds. 250 from the basketball league and 250 from Litchfield Youth Basketball.
Do we have to put that in the motion or no?
I don't think so. I just wanted to make sure I was clear so that,
So motion to approve spending up to $500 to complete the basketball courts for the current season.
yes. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstain? So it carries 4-0-0. I'm hoping it'll be a lot less than that, but
So I'm sorry, Andy, I dropped that under old business. Should that be put under new business?
it's really old business
It
because
is,
we've
okay.
talked about the basketball courts.
So I
Yeah.
put, your meeting with, I've been doing the minutes while you've been talking,
Yeah.
so I did, your meeting with Blue Ribbon Companies tomorrow,
Yeah.
June 28th, right? To go over the layout of the fencing.
Yes.
And then this was just a discussion to complete the basketball courts. Prior to that, I heard you discussing the paint.
Well, it's all part of it, the paint.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
included in the 5, okay, great, alright. Okay,
Okay.
the only the old business I had was, and I don't know if John heard back from, that K2 recreation, who she was not happy. I don't know if that, anyone know if,
I don't
I
know.
gave her the number,
She emailed back and John sent the thing saying, you know,
I sent it,
Yeah,
he
you
said,
sent-
give her my
give
number,
number,
I
so-
sent it to him. If he was here, I was gonna ask if he got any phone calls.
right.
But that was the only thing I had, old business, but there's nothing to report.
Can't think of anything else that let me look at the old agenda and see.
At what point can, the kids start playing on the courts now? At what point does?
Like bouncing a ball?
Yeah.
I'm sure they can.
Yeah, it's sticky. It's
Yeah.
still sticky, so you really want them to stay out there because they're gonna get tired on their shoes and,
Okay,
it's not, you need to let.
how long, is it a week time?
I think Kevin was gonna follow up and find out for me, but I would give it at least a week and let the sun and
Yeah,
the cooling and the heating go on and sort
been
of.
cool
so,
nights, which is good, past couple nights have been
Right.
cool, so.
I mean, they'll probably go on before.
Well, they were all,
but-
there was a couple of kids that they weren't even. well,
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to keep them
Yeah.
off there.
Right.
But that was they were little
But
kids.
as long as it wasn't, over the weekend, I think it's fine to go on. They're not gonna,
Yeah, I mean, they pave parking lots and people
I
are
know,
parking on
walk
the next
on,
day,
yeah.
but again, what will happen is you start getting those little indentations and you just wanna stay away from that. And by the way, we're gonna paint the lines for basketball, we're not painting lines for anything else.
That works.
Um,
That works. And are all your codes distributed?
Oh, yes, all the codes are distributed. I've gotten confirmation from most that they've worked. I haven't gotten anybody that had theirs not work. What I'm gonna do is, I figure the first is a good day. I have a couple more codes to give, one for soccer. So I figure the easiest thing to do is, if somebody fills out the form and they're authorized to use it, we'll give them the temporary code, and they can use the temporary code until I issue them a code.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is on July 1st, they'll all get their new code. I'm gonna change the temporary code. So every 2 weeks, I can change the temporary code. That way, if somebody's authorized, we can give them that temporary code and they can get in, and then I'll just give them their own code after that. So every 2 weeks, we'll get a new temporary
Relatively
code.
easy?
right.
Yeah,
Together? Okay, good.
yeah, now that I got it figured out and it's communicating,
But our codes that you gave us is not gonna change.
correct.
That's it, okay.
Yeah, so I figure it's easier just keeping it
Yeah.
that way. And I mean, what I did in the past with the other one is people that left and 5 years later they came back said, you have the same code. I just deactivated you. Now you're activated again. You have the same code.
Right.
Because they always, I know Jason Brennan had it written on his wallet. In a piece of paper in his wallet. Oh, great! I still got it.
I still got
Tattoo in his forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did issue it to everybody that was listed there for pickleball. I mean, that can be a discussion that we have after. But I mean, they are authorized users. I would rather that, because this way I can run a report and see exactly who went in, when they went in, mountain time. Until I figure
No,
out
it's
how to
true, at
reset
least
the
you
clock.
know, yeah, you can go right back.
Yeah,
It's not-
because you know if you don't give everyone their own, they're gonna start sharing them. It's just the way things are. Might as well not play around with what reality really is and think we're gonna be,
Yeah.
in a land of optimism. It's people are gonna share codes if they don't have their own. So
And I mean, basically, the easiest way to do it now that once everybody has their own code, is if there's damage done in there and soccer's code was used, then we go to soccer and say, hey, there was damage done inside, pony up basketball. The last big one we had was the light that was knocked
Right.
down by a kid during a basketball practice. He's waiting for his brother, and he's throwing a basketball up at the light, and the light breaks and comes down. Well, basketball paid
Right.
for the light.
Yep.
So it's just the easiest way to do that. I don't think I have anything else.
The next meeting is the second week, right? So July and August, we're meeting one time
Right.
the second week, not the fourth week.
Correct.
believe.
So it'll be,
It'll be, so what is the fourth? The fourth is, next Tuesday is the 11th. The fourth, so the following Tuesday would be the 11th.
right, so so the next meeting will be July 11th.
July 11th, and then we'll meet on August 8th.
Okay.
Can I jump back into two other items? Just a question,
Oh, yeah.
really, as I'm learning here. And forgive me if this is a communications item, but a website, and I know that there was a Twitter